So when your family isn't supporting you through having chronic illness, sometimes this happens in the very beginning and they don't believe you.
Why doesn't anyone believe me?
Sometimes this happens after you've had it for a few years and they're getting really frustrated with you, it seems like.
I can't take it anymore!
And really, if you think about it, for everything we've been going through, it's super unfair that we have to deal with that on top of everything else.
So unfair. So unfair.
But why? Why don't they support us? But really, there are 4 questions you need to ask yourself about the situation to figure out why they're being unsupportive and what to do about it. So the first question you really got to be asking yourself through all of this is, are they actually being unsupportive? Because you might just be interpreting it that way. A lot of times we project our own feelings onto other people.
Because I hate myself.
So we might be judging the heck out of ourselves, and we're just projecting that onto them.
Well, don't go projecting on me.
Have you really put yourself in their shoes? Have you really thought about it? You assume they're not being supportive, but what are they doing? Are they calling you? Are they taking you to doctor appointments? Are they helping you clean up? Are they asking you how you're doing?
What are you guys doing?
Being supportive.
All these things are showing support. And then there are some people where their language of love is more showy than telly. So even though they're not telling you they support you, even though they're not talking super positively, are they the type of person that would do that?
I am supporting you, sweetheart.
Or are they the type of person that would show they care by buying you groceries if you ask them to help, or helping you go to a doctor's appointment? Are they the service type of love person? Are they the speaking type love person? A lot of that really counts. So you have to put yourself in their shoes and really figure out if you're just projecting onto them.
Dad, I never realized you were there for me.
Because there's been a few cases where I think people decided their family or their friends didn't care and started treating them that way until they didn't. And you don't want to do that. So, question you want to ask yourself, number 2. Have you educated them about your illness yet? So not everyone is actually all that research savvy, and not everyone just knows to look into these things or even how. Send them some articles to have them read.
Here, educate yourself.
Educate them. Write them a letter. Let them know how you're actually feeling inside.
It's your task to help them understand.
Flare-up causes, what you found out, what you're thinking could be the problem that you're not sure about yet, what your doctors think, what the pain's actually like, how it affects your daily life.
You need to study me. What are you talking about?
Be honest and just give them a snapshot into your daily life. A lot of people might not look like they're supporting you just because they don't really understand. Most people don't understand that you not sleeping for a day is nowhere near the exhaustion I feel when I get a full night's sleep with chronic fatigue syndrome. They think it's the same thing. They don't realize there's a difference. That's something nobody really realizes until they go through it themselves. So the more you educate them, the more they'll understand. Or the more they'll have a chance to understand, I should say. If you care about these people, be open and honest with them and share with them everything about this and help them research it. Because if they care about you, they're going to look into it and they're going to try to understand. And that leads into the third question you should be asking yourself. Are you really being honest with them? Have you sat them down and actually talked to them about what your illness is, what you're feeling, or have you been hiding it?
Don't feel, don't let them know.
In the beginning, a lot of my family not believing me was because I was so good at hiding how I was actually feeling, to the point where they didn't realize when I did tell them things were wrong, it didn't make sense to them. Well, you don't look like you're that sick. Yeah, because I was so good at hiding it. It wasn't until I gave up hiding it completely that they were like, oh, geez, I guess you're not faking it. Like, no, I was faking being healthy.
But to be fair, I don't know how you could have known.
Well, I'm sure you guys noticed with these, you don't see the me gasping for air I cut out, or the, 10 minutes at a time having severe brain fog and getting words wrong, or having to lay down in the middle of all this.
The real me stuff.
I am very good at pretending to be well. Honestly, if you hide your illness or make it not sound as bad because you don't want to be pitied,
Conceal thyself, demon!
you're just gonna confuse them. Don't let your pride get in the way. No faking it, no hiding it. If you want people to support you, you have to be true and you have to be honest.
Be honest.
Because if you're not, they're just not going to believe you. And especially don't do this with doctors. I don't care if you're worried about them not believing you for over-exaggerating, because you're probably under-exaggerating.
Now pay attention.
Doing this with doctors especially can cost you getting your diagnosis, can cost you getting the help you need, seeing the specialists you need. Because if you're too good at faking health, it can take years longer than it should to actually get a diagnosis. So with family, friends, doctors, just be honest. Don't hide it. You're in pain. You can't go out. Don't go out. Don't push yourself and make yourself miserable. And then they can feel you're miserable, but they take it personally.
Come on, party pooper, bust a move!
A lot of unsupportiveness is because they're confused on you because they can tell something's wrong or they can tell you're not being honest and they just don't get it because you're not helping them get it. You need to be honest.
The actual, real you.
And honestly, I'm surprised you haven't subscribed yet. You should really hit that subscription and notification bell. What? Gotta have a little self-promotion here and there. Come on. And speaking of supporting me through subscription, that brings me to the fourth thing you should ask yourself. Who is supporting you? You need to embrace these people. Is someone letting you call and vent to them? Is someone coming to see you at your house instead of you having to go see them? Is somebody making super helpful videos online that's helping you with your chronic illness life? So these people, you need to embrace them. You need to let them know how important they are in your life because you could still lose them. People like, get your butt out of my face. People not only like to be appreciated, but they kind of need it to know they're on the right path.
Tell me I'm good.
If you want support to continue, you have to reinforce that. Say thank you. Write them a thank you letter. Call them up more. Tell them how important they are to you.
I genuinely appreciate you.
Because sometimes they don't realize it, especially when you're like me and you can't remember the last time you talked to someone, whether it was yesterday or 3 months ago. Your brain doesn't work that way anymore with time.
For us, time does not exist.
You need to say these things, because if they're only hearing it once every 3 to 6 months, that's hard to continue. They don't have the same time issue that you do.
Please tell me what I'm doing wrong.
So you really need to be telling them when they're doing good and when they're helping you. Hopefully these questions you've asked yourself have given you a little more perspective and a little more insight into figuring out whether or not your family is actually supporting you or not, and if they aren't, why they might not be, and things you can do to fix it. And maybe also check out one of these videos here on chronic illness related things. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, share to some of your groups. Thank you for watching. Keep on surviving.